Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa Another 2. Last time we completed our investigation for our beloved Setsuka. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what happened. I have a sneaking suspicion of who it is, and I'm not going to say who it is because there are people who are experiencing this completely blind. I'm like 99% sure that this is the thing I was spoiled on that I mentioned very first episode. I said there's a character and they're like, I'm crazy or something, and everyone used to edit it. I'm pretty sure it's this trial. I think that it's going to happen now. I don't know why it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know the reasoning. I don't know why they killed her. I don't know any of that. I'm pretty confident that that's what's going to happen, is there's going to be a certain character and they go nuts. Yeah, so I guess we can just start. I'm curious to know why they do it or how they do it. But I'm pretty sure it was this one because I was thinking about it. I was like, yeah, they used to be like, all the chapter 3 killers, they're crazy. And it would be the ones from the normal games. And then this character was also included in those. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna be very, very vague about it though, because I want people to like be surprised. Let's start with the basic rules of the class trial. The result of this class trial is determined by your votes. If you vote the correct blackened, only they will get punished. But if you pick the wrong person, everyone else, excluding the blackened, gets punished. And only they will be able to escape this school trip. Oh, is this place always this huge? It's probably because there's a lot less of us now. Right, 5 have already died and there's only 11 left. They all left us one by one.
Everyone, we're just starting here, so let's put away our negative thoughts for now. If we don't get a hold of ourselves, we could be very well following the footsteps of those 5.
He's right. We need to only focus on finding the culprit.
Yeah, about that. I really have no idea this time. Can we really solve this case this time?
It's alright. We have Kanade.
She did most of the heavy lifting last time, so for this case... And what if Kanade's the culprit? And then I guess it would be the end for us.
What happened to your happy state, Aroha?
But because Kokoro's already dead, and if it weren't for Kanade last time, we'd all be dead. And if that Kanade's our enemy, then that means we have no brains on our side anymore. Aroha, don't be so sure of that until the very end. Don't give up just yet on us, alright? Even if each of us aren't perfect on our own, that's why the trial exists. For us to debate through this together. I couldn't have said it better myself. They say well begun is half done. And I'd say this is one of our better start-offs, so that means... Would you believe it? We're already halfway through. Aye, that lifts my spirits up. I'll do my very best in this trial as well.
Shutting up is the best you can do for us, so shut it.
Oh, dear.
Quiet, everyone. Shinji's right. Let's get this in together and find out the culprit. That's what Setsuko would say if she was here, right? Our other social butterfly, Hibiki, is in, well, that state.
Don't worry about Sis. She's just a bit shocked. She'll be okay in a while.
Alright, let's start this thing. But as always, finding the best place to start is the hardest task. Mr. or Miss Culprit, please raise your hand. I thought it was worth a try.
Oh, Aroha, you sweet baby.
Well, we should go over the basic outline of the case. Wait, there's something I want to clear up first. Yuki, what is it? You all read the Monochrome file, right? The file this time around is honestly very poorly written. I mean, it doesn't even show the time of death. It didn't last time either, though.
Did it?
Wait, but didn't Kokoro's case file also hide the time of death from us?
Yeah, that's what I was, saying. Only the first one showed it.
That's because Kokoro's corpse was frozen, making it difficult to determine the exact time of death. In Yuri's case, it was clearly different. Except for exceptional cases, it should be given that the time of death should always be shown to us.
Monochrome, care to explain this? My, am I the one at fault again? You're clearly hiding important information that is crucial for us to figure out what's going on in this case.
Yorko, please, there's no need for such harsh words. The Monochrome files aren't your gaming walkthroughs. Sometimes we are forced to leave some details out.
What do you mean by that? Let me explain. Well, in short, it's for the fairness of the trial. There are two cases where the Monaco file leaves out information. First are cases where it simply is just impossible to include that information. The prime example being Kokoro's frozen body, making it impossible for us to find the time of death. And the other case is where the missing detail is exactly what the culprit intended.
Wait, come again? For example, let's say our culprit used some tricks so that we can't easily determine the murder weapon. But then if the Monaco file says, the murder weapon is a knife, all the hard work done by the culprit would go to waste. No. So in these cases, we intentionally leave out information about the murder weapon. Or at least make it very vague.
What? First time I've heard of such a rule.
Because up until now, there was no need for that rule.
It's exactly as Mikado said. This case is such an example of that rule. Okay, so the time is key to solving this. Interesting. How's that fair? You're giving the culprit an edge. I mean, we have a really big slot of time for when she could have potentially died, because we fell asleep after breakfast, and that is the last time we saw her alive. It depends on when anyone else saw her alive, but for Sora, it's like the entire day it could have happened in. I'm just curious, though, how she didn't smell it in the haunted house. Like, how did they set it up that fast? No, not entirely. If they hid the time of death, that means there was a reason to do so by the culprit. In other words, when did Setsuka actually die? We should start from there. Non-stop debate. I think I'm good for this one. I think I remember the controls well enough. Timetable, ghost, house gate records, and the file. When did Setsuka die? Last time we saw Setsuka in person was during the breakfast meeting.
And we found the corpse around 8 in the evening, right?
So, between morning and evening.
Isn't that too long of a gap?
We can't help that there's no witness who saw Setsuka after breakfast. I think there is, but I don't know who it is. Between when we last saw her and the time of discovery of her death. We just have to randomly search between those timestamps. Is it this?
I don't think that's right. Oh, shoot. Okay. It's not the records. The body's found in the ghost house, so in one way or another, she's supposed to have entered there. If we had some clue related to that, we could probably estimate. That's what I just... Hello? No, it's that. I swear to God it's that. I'm so confused. Oh, wow. We are off to a rough start. Let's just see what they say at the end, if you skip the whole thing. Is there another way to estimate the time of death? It's this. I'm so confused. What does it want me to say? Okay, so I literally had it right, and what happened was it didn't hit the words. What the heck? That's so annoying. That's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting a D on this trial. It's okay.
No, Nikkei, perhaps we can narrow down that time frame further. There was something that came to me while I was investigating. Setsuka's body was found in the ghost house, right? So by looking at the gate records, we can probably deduce something. Agreed. After all attractions in Satsuki Land require us to input our handbooks. And the gates keep track of all those records down to every minute. Wait, the gate does the record timestamps? But they don't show whoever it was that entered, so we don't know which out of those records is Setsuka.
No, not exactly. Just like Sora said, we can assume the time period that Setsuka died using the gate records.
Kanade?
So you can assume the time range just from the gate records?
Sora, did you perhaps happen to write down the gate records?
Well, yes, I did.
Now we're talking. Please, everyone, take a look at this. These are the gate records of the ghost house for today.
Wait, Sora, you sure you got everything right? If you by chance got anything wrong, we'll be going down a wild goose chase.
Don't worry, it matches with the real one. I have it perfectly memorized.
If you say so.
Since the timestamps are very crucial to the case, for now, let's all refer to the 24-hour clock to avoid confusion. Now let's go over them one by one. Now, the most important ones are the ones between 1755 and 1942. These 4 ID records at 1958 are when Sword, Shinji, Yuki, and I had found the body. So we can ignore these.
Wait, if these are the records for the whole day, then does that mean the first time anyone entered the ghost house today was at 1755?
Correct. And somebody else soon followed 2 minutes later. KU5P01. This was probably Setsuka.
How can you tell just by the timestamps?
Oh, I see. This idea no out records. So this must have been Setsuka who entered the ghost house and was murdered there.
Exactly. In other words, the murder couldn't have happened at any point between 1755, where the ghost house was first used by someone.
What if she wasn't? No, we couldn't find blood anywhere else. I was gonna say, what if she wasn't murdered there and someone was just hiding there and that was a trick to make us think she was murdered there, to throw us off with like the whole time of death thing.
Wait, but these 4 records in 1958 don't have any out records as well.
Because the thing turned off.
Wait. Oh yeah, they disable the gate systems when a body is found. I almost dropped the F-bomb on you. Good on you for avoiding it that time.
So let's see. We can assume that the person who entered at 1755 is the culprit. They somehow managed to call Setsuka to the ghost house and entered before her, and probably ambushed her as soon as she entered.
Yep, so the time of Setsuka's death would be between 1755 and 20 o'clock, when the body was found. There was a long period of time before anyone else entered the ghost house since Setsuka entered. The culprit probably used this time to dismember Setsuka's body.
How long would it take to do that, though? Like, genuinely.
Dismember? Just thinking about it,
Wait, what? Something felt off just now.
We've received a message from Setsuka right before the parade that said she had some business to attend. That was when she'd gone to the ghost house to meet the culprit.
Wait, isn't something... Wait, so something's wrong here.
What?
Shinji just reminded me by bringing up the chat room. If Setsuka was ambushed from entering the ghost house at 1755, then what's up with the message she sent long after that? Oh, you mean the one you guys told me about? The devil or whatnot?
That was around
20 o'clock.
What is it? Nothing, I just can't help but marvel at your stupidity, Yoriko. What did you say? Didn't we just go over this? Who cares what the screen says about whoever sent the message? Obviously the culprit stole the handbook from Setsuka to send us that message.
But they don't have her finger... I mean, I guess she was dismembered. They could have her fingerprint.
She's right, you can use the fingerprints to turn the handbooks on. You can send as many fake messages as you'd like. Just like how Emma acted as Kokoro.
Wait, there's something else that's bothering me. If the culprit entered at 1755 and Setsuka at 1757, who is this person who entered at 1924 and left at 1936? Oh, that's probably me. Kanade and Aroha should remember that, right? That was when we were searching for Setsuka in Block A. Oh, you're right. You'd gone to the ghost house. Wait, what? Then shouldn't you have seen the culprit?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, think about it. The culprit, WN2LB7, entered at 1755 and left at 1942. What if what Kanade said was true, she'd have stayed inside the ghost house, taking care of the body. So that means that the culprit was in there when you entered the ghost house. That's what I was wondering about, Nikkei. If Kanade's reasoning is true, then I should have seen the culprit. The ghost house had a blackout at the time, correct? Maybe you missed them in the darkness. There's no way that could have happened. I searched every corner. I don't think you can miss someone even in the dark who's cutting up a whole human body.
Sora, are you sure you searched everywhere?
Of course, I know it was dark, but...
No, not then. After the body was found. When you were investigating. The lights were definitely on, so if you searched thoroughly, you should have seen that place, right?
That place? Was there any room for the culprit to hide to take care of the body? Are they talking about behind the folding screen? Is she talking about that place in the entrance? Yeah, I think they are. This. Yeah, baby. Are you talking about the folding screen near the entrance? So you're suggesting that the culprit hid behind that?
Exactly. I'm sure you've all seen it, but the trail of blood in the ghost house all originates from a large pool of blood behind the folding screen. The culprit moved the folding screen from the wall to create a small room between them. With the ghost house being dark, it would be extremely difficult to figure out that there was someone behind it.
So that's when the culprit was cutting up Setsuka?
But there's a black house at the ghost house. Could someone really perform such a delicate process in a dark room like that?
That's not really a problem. Only 3 people, Setsuka the culprit and Sora, entered the ghost house. And all they had to do was finish the job before 1923 when Sora entered the ghost house.
And that would also explain the fireplace being put out. And it doesn't contradict with our parade schedule.
Could someone sort this out for me? I have no idea what's going on.
It's simple. The person who entered at 1755 and left at 1942. That person is the culprit.
Say, we should ask for everyone's alibi at that time. The people who don't have an alibi would be... So it would be Syobai, Mikado, Teruya, my 3 favorite characters. Ironically, Hibiki. I think everyone else was at the parade. Oh, Aroha, technically. She said she was at the mirror hall, but she could have been somewhere else. Although they could go look at the mirror hall record. Oh no, she didn't go in, so they couldn't really look at the record, never mind. Well, we first have to exclude the people that watched the parade. The parade started at 18 o'clock and ended a little over 19 o'clock after all.
And who are those people?
Me, Yuki, Yoriko, Shinji, and Kanade. And Nikkei.
Nikkei? I thought you said you were gonna act alone.
I was there for an article experience. I didn't expect them to be there. And don't try to divide us into separate teams. This is not a time for personal feelings to get involved.
Oh, wait, you forgot me?
Iroha, but you weren't with us at the parade. Well, she didn't meet up with us right after the parade had ended, so she does have an alibi. The culprit left the ghost house at 1942, so she couldn't have been the culprit.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, Aroha could never kill anyone. She's too innocent. She's just a sweet, sweet girl.
So the ones who weren't there are...
Mikado, Teruya, Syobai, and Sis.
So the culprit is amongst those 4.
Well then, we don't even have to think about this. It's either Mikado or Syobai.
Wait, we do have to think thoroughly about this, bro. Please don't recklessly act by your emotions.
What? You call me reckless? You are. Definitely right. Ugh, I shouldn't act on my emotions.
Alright, enough chit-chat over there, you 4. One by one, tell us what you were doing between 1755 and 1942. Mikado, Teruya, Syobai, and Hibiki. It's true that these 4 without any alibis are the most suspicious here. Let's hear what they have to say. Non-stop debate? No, I know how to do non-stop debates.
Do you want an explanation because you messed up last time? I only messed up because I didn't hit it fast enough. That's what the issue was. It wasn't because I was wrong.
I knew something. Roha's account missing abdomen. I think it's probably gonna be... Roha's account? Or for Hibiki, maybe. What were you doing then? You 4 doing then?
I was in my room simply raising my MP. Loser. We're serious here, you scum.
I was in the mart doing my item checkup. I don't have any proof though.
Sis, where were you all day?
I don't know. I really don't. I didn't go anywhere today. Oh, I think it's that one.
Syobai, it's your turn.
He hasn't spoken yet. A library, reading books. Whoa, he's not sleeping for once.
I want Syobai to be useful in a trial. I think that'd be cool. He seems like actually really smart. I want him to be like, pull a Mekaru on us and then help us out. So bad.
If we were to follow Kanade's reasoning, there's definitely a suspicious person out of these 4. There must be someone here that is lying. Let's go over them one by one. It's, Hibiki. Aroha saw her go in the haunted house.
Yeah.
Hibiki, wait. So you're telling me that you didn't go anywhere today? Then how do you explain the existence of a witness seeing you enter the ghost house?
What?
Aroha said she saw you there. Right, Aroha?
Oh, yeah. I saw her a little bit before 18 o'clock, and as I was going to the Mirror Mansion after receiving a message from Setsuka. Oh, wait, 1755? That matches with the timestamp on the gate. That was when I saw her, I'm sure of it. Oh, what?
Hibiki entered the ghost house at 1755? Are you sure about that, Aroha?
I'm positive. It was definitely Hibiki. She wandered about until finally entering that place.
Oh, what are you talking about? I never entered there. I never went there.
She's crying.
Perhaps Areha mistook someone else for Hibiki. She is an idiot after all. Oh.
I don't want to hear that from the likes of you.
Rao's account has some validity, though. Part of her account was already told to us by her, even before the crime happened. That she was supposed to meet with Setsuka at the Mirror Mansion at 6.
Considering both from a location and time standpoint, it does sound persuasive.
Then does this mean...
Hibiki's the culprit?
Oh, why am I the culprit? No, I'm not. I don't remember anything. I just can't recall anything. I'm scared. Suka, help me.
Sis, wake up. Setsuka's not here anymore.
I know I'm the one who caused this, but maybe we should think about this a bit more. Hibiki's been tired ever since yesterday's motive reveal, and to make things worse, Setsuka's no longer with us. To comfort her. I'm not saying that my account is false, but the trial has just started. And I can't help but feel bad for Hibiki. You've got a point, but you can't deceive the gate records. The crime did happen in the ghost house, and by the gate records, the person who entered at 1755 is the culprit. And Hibiki is that person.
Hibiki, if you're really innocent, answer us. What were you doing at that time?
I don't know. I can't remember. I just can't.
My, seems like we have total ability on our hands.
Well, I think we're pretty much done here. As Yuki said, the gate records are decisive evidence. She probably didn't expect her trail to be caught by the gate records. There's no doubt that she's the culprit.
But don't you think she's acting a bit weird if she's the culprit?
Kanade, what do you think about this? She's your family. Do you think she's the culprit?
To be honest, I figured this would happen since the investigation.
Oh, what do you mean?
Sis was always like that. The more she's cornered, the more she reverts back to her childlike manner. And if that was brought to its extreme, she loses her memory.
What kind of nonsense is that?
It's something that only I knew. When her puppy that she raised when she was young died. When her best friend was severely injured after falling down the stairs. When some of the melody rhythm staff went missing. And so it repeats today as well. You all saw it, right? Sis being frozen like a lifeless puppet. I suspected this from her amnesiac state back at the trial entrance.
I don't know anything!
In other words, Hibiki did indeed murder Setsuka, but she herself doesn't recall it.
That is indeed a possibility.
And doesn't this all sound too unrealistic? It does sound like nonsense, but Hibiki's state ever since yesterday's motive reveal was extremely unnatural. It might actually be true.
Wait, Kanade, isn't that a contradiction? Hibiki being mentally unstable, killing the only person who was keeping her sane? It doesn't make sense.
If Sis really is the culprit, then I might have an idea on why she killed Setsuka.
And why is that?
Each of Setsuka's body parts were laid on each pillar of the altar, right? Did anyone take a glance at the signpost in front of the altar?
Sacrifice your precious ones, then the devil will be incarnated in front of you to grant your wishes. Or something along those lines. You don't say.
Yup. Setsuka was someone precious to Sis. She killed and butchered Setsuka, all to grant her wish.
What kind of nonsense is that? That's just a made-up gimmick of an attraction. You're telling me she actually believed that?
She wasn't herself in the moment she saw the motive video. She was an idiot to begin with, but she was driven to a state where she couldn't tell apart fiction from reality.
What kind of wish could it have been if she wanted it so badly it even cost her precious friend?
Her parents had died.
What?
I know this because our motive videos have been the exact same. Our parents have been ambushed and killed. That was our motive video.
So yours was like mine. Then Hibiki wanted to save her parents? Hibiki, in her weakened mind, might have tried to grant her wish through sacrificing Setsuka? A precious friend to her?
The trial isn't ended yet, nor has the culprit been confirmed. But I at least know what my sister's like, and this is all based on that. Whatever happened, the fact that my sis is the most suspicious one here is inevitably true.
I want to go home. I've had enough. Mom, Dad, Suka, help me. No, I don't want this. She broke down. God, did they do something? We can't do anything right now if she's like that. Try to console her like you usually do.
It's useless. Nothing will calm down Sis now. And at this point, it's almost been confirmed that she's the culprit.
How can you be so calm about this? She's your family.
I mean, I can't help it. She tried to survive and escape this place alone. Poor little Sis. I feel so bad for you. So adorable.
Ugh. Hey, Miki, don't just cry over there and say something. Did you really kill Setsuka? Try to remember. I don't know. I want to go home. Yoriko, I'll try to talk with her. Sora, is Miki really the culprit? Even if the gate records are decisive evidence, is it enough to decide the culprit on its own? If she really is the culprit, there must be something more than this. I should present that to her, memoryless or not, so that truth that everyone can accept will surface. Already? Okay. Wait, what are the buttons again? I'm gonna look at this again. Okay, let's do it. She's Hatsune Miku. Where am I? Oh, I'm here. Oh my god, it's not okay. Okay, hang on. I was not ready. Ah! Oh, I can't. Okay, it says you can't go diagonally, but you can't go down the middle at all. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm like... I don't like the ones that are 3. I'm having a really hard time with this one for some reason. There's too much going on! Oh, I was close. Yeah, whatever. I have to do the whole thing over. Oh, wait, this is... I don't even have a skill to help with it. Oh my god. Hairpin. No! Are you kidding me? This mini game makes me want to kill myself. Oh my god, my fingers are killing me. What is it? Dropped hairpin at the ghost house. I was saying it was hairpin dropped at the ghost house. Why does it matter? It could also be that. Oh, put your underwear back on. Oh my god, my hand is cramping so bad from that. Yeah, I'm getting a D on this trial. I feel like they kind of amped up the difficulty. Like that, even with the skill. That hurt my hand. Hibiki, there's decisive evidence that you went to the ghost house. When the announcement of the class trial was made, I found and returned your hairpin that was dropped on the ground. You're not going to say that you don't even remember that as well, right? What are you talking about, Sora? Hibiki's hairpin was dropped on the ground at the altar. At that time, I didn't think much of it and returned it to her immediately. Wait, what? Sora, you found Sis's hairpin at the ghost house? Oh, wait, that was Kanade, sorry. I'm like so focused on how bad my hand hurts from that stupid minigame that I don't know how to tell them apart.
Oh, I see. Sora was the one who tied Hibiki's hair back up during the investigation. Wait, that's crucial evidence. Why didn't you mention that before?
I didn't think that she'd be the culprit at that time. And I just thought that she dropped it somehow right then and there. Hibiki's hair was untied when Setsuko's body was found, right? But the Hibiki I saw entering the ghost house at 1755, she had her hair tied up.
So that would mean that she got her hair untied doing some business in the ghost house?
Wait. But
could she have not noticed her hair being untied? And this all feels too forced for the culprit to leave her belongings so easily to find at the crime scene. Too forced? Are you implying that someone might have tried to frame Hibiki?
I agree that this result is a bit sloppy. Too many unanswered questions. But forced or not, there's an undeniable truth here. That this hairpin was dropped at some point on the ghost house. That my sister had entered the ghost house today. Memoryless or not, she definitely entered that place. But according to the gate records and excluding Satsuka and Sora, there's only one person who entered the ghost house, and that person is the culprit. Thanks to Aroha's account, we've proved that Sis entered the ghost house. The hairpin evidence confirms this.
That is quite undeniable indeed.
I don't know. I really don't remember anything. Anyone, please help. Right. Kanade's here for me. Kanade, help. I only have Kanade. Kanade's always by my side. Kanade, help. Wake up, Hibiki. No one's at your side right now. Ah! There's no mom or dad. No Suka or whatever. There's nobody to help you right now. Stop being such a crybaby and admit it. There's too much evidence pointing to you as the culprit. Kanade!
I don't want to do this either, Sis. But with the hairpin and everything, even I can't cover for you anymore. You killed Satsuka.
Me? I killed Suka? Why? Did I really?
But those words, are you admitting that you did it?
What if what Kanade said is true? Hibiki should have no memory of that. That's why she's acting like this. If we could explain what happened in this case with a reason, maybe she'd be able to remember her crimes and admit to it.
Wait, if that's true, then Hibiki herself doesn't even know what she did. Can we really vote for someone with that much uncertainty?
The class trial should be run with the given evidence as the basis. If the suspect pointed by evidence logically refutes and there is no contradiction in that, you would need to find another possibility. But Sis didn't refute anything. There's really no other evidence to prove her innocence either.
I might have killed her. I don't have any memory. Ever since this morning, maybe with the motive and all, I might have killed Suka like Kanade said. No.
Sis. I guess this is the end, right? Well, this feels like it ended too quickly. To do such a horrible thing to Setsuka only to get caught this easily just by the gate records.
Well, Kanade is smart after all. She did single-handedly solve the last trial as well.
Well, that was easier than expected.
Why'd you do it, Sis? Why would you kill someone? Was it really because you wanted to grant some wish?
I don't know. Kanade, what should I do? I'm scared. I can't remember anything. Am I going to die?
Is this really the end? From the investigation, I expected this case to be much tougher, but she got caught already? I feel like I should object, but there's too much evidence backing her into a corner that I don't know what to say.
Is it already over?
Wait, we should think this through once more. I think Hibiki's the culprit. I just want to get out of this place. This is too much.
I don't know about that. I do agree that Hibiki is almost certainly the culprit, but this ended too abruptly.
Well, it seems like you're unsure about this. I'll ask you once more, have you chosen Hibiki as the culprit? Can I take this silence as a yes? Well, what are we gonna do then? Hibiki herself admitted it.
I don't know what to do anymore. Let's just end this.
Very well. I feel as exhausted as you do, but I guess this is one way to end it. Now then, everyone, vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you. Will that answer be the truth or not, Fufu? Now!
Ooh, Shobai's gonna do something cool. He looked cool there. Unbelievable. How the hell did you guys even survive 2 of these? Shut up and listen to me. I'm running this trial now. Oh, okay. I think he's so cool. I need more than 9 lives. If I left this up to you. I think this is the one where I just move the arrow keys around. I love this. He's finally helping us out. Oops. I kinda had no choice there. Oops. Oh wait, I got it. And the plastic bag, pull get records, pin me the floor. I think it's this.
What is up with you? Always carried by us, and now you're suddenly here to run things.
Careful, he might be trying to distract us.
The Poolgate records. Sora? Wait, the reason we focused on the ghost house was because Setsuka's dead body was found there. And the gate records had an ID without an out record, right? So? There's another attraction with an ID that has no out records.
Really?
It's the pool. Everyone please look at this. These are the pool gate records for today that I've taken notes of.
Huh? You're right. The person who entered at 1724 MU30D2 has no out records.
What's going on?
That's weird. There was no one there when I went there.
Oh, so the person who entered at 1910 and left in 1915 was you when you were searching for Setsuka, right? Yeah, I went straight to the pool as soon as I entered Block C. But according to these records, shouldn't there have been someone when I investigated there? But I don't remember seeing anybody. Well, there was an ID without an out record at the ghost house, even when I didn't find anyone at the ghost house, remember? There could have been a hidden space in the pool, like in the ghost house, or... Anyways, it's true that the pool also had an ID without an out record. So this is something we shouldn't just gloss over. Sorry, I know it was suspicious, but Hibiki's reaction was so convincing that I...
Huh, so you knew about this? Have you lost your mind? You knew this and let those idiots choose that brat as the culprit?
I could say the same about you. Why are you suddenly helping us? She's right, you always made fun of us.
You know, I'm a guy who tries to live his life as efficiently as possible. I cannot allow any damages or any loss of resources with every action. If a problem can be solved without any effort, why even bother? But look what happened here when I left this in your hands. We're about to fail the trial and you're gonna cost me my life. All my efficient philosophies are worthless when I'm dead, right? My own life is more important than any. So what? How can we believe you?
Shinji, wait. Let's just let him do whatever he wants to do. Are you sure we'll be alright? Syobai is the literal definition of self-centered. He only cares about himself. For him to act like this probably means that we're wrong. To be honest, I felt like something was wrong even before Syobai brought it up.
Syobai, by us failing the trial, are you implying that Hibiki's not actually the culprit? Of course. Why the hell would I be talking like this if it wasn't? Be grateful. You were all just saved from certain doom. But don't worry, you can all pay it big time after this is over.
What's up with that attitude? You think you're smart? Our Kanade is much smarter than you.
And the smartest girl here didn't even check the gate records of the other attractions. I feel like he's smarter than Kanade, kind of. Like, he hides it more, but I feel like he is. We're even more fucked up than I thought.
The pool gate records, of course I checked them.
And yet you didn't object to all of this?
Whether the pool has an out record or not, the body was still found in the ghost house. Isn't it a natural procedure to focus on the crime scene where the body was found?
That reminds me.
What?
Ugh, I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, but I mentioned this to Sora, right? That the pool today was closed during the daytime. Does that have anything to do with...
What do you mean by that, bro?
Oh, well, around 12 in the daytime or so, I went to the pool to take a break and work myself out. But it was sanitation time, so I ended up just coming back empty-handed.
Pool sanitation time?
There was a small sign in front of it. It said not to enter, and if you did, you'd be punished by the school rules.
Anyone could make that sign, though, if they were using that room. Wait, I never heard about that. I guess I forgot to mention this, but the pool in Satsuka goes into sanitation once every week. During this time, all the water in the pool is drained, and there are a lot of chemicals involved. So we kept everyone out. Okay, so it is him. If I don't mention the violating the rule part, someone might just barge in and get in danger.
Well, I guess no one would risk their lives to enter there.
But that's the most confusing. I recall that today was not the day for the pool sanitation. Oh. I shouldn't say this. A teacher should stay out of a class trial. What? So that means there was a picket even though it wasn't pool sanitation time?
Now do you get it? That it was put there by the culprit. Why do such a thing? Simple. They had some very important business in the pool that required nobody coming in.
In other words, Setsuka didn't die at the ghost house, but rather at the pool. Is that what you're trying to say, Syobai?
Yeah, you were all wrong, and that girl's been spouting nonsense. Syobai, wait, I understand that the pool also had an ID without an out record, but that alone doesn't disprove that the ghost house isn't a possible place where Setsuko died.
Well, what do you mean?
He's saying that Setsuko could have died in either place. But Setsuko couldn't have been in 2 different places at the same time. She kinda could be now, since she's, pieces.
Oh. Shut up, I'm going to explain why the murder couldn't have happened inside the ghost house. You, albino, pull out the gate records of the ghost house again.
Don't order me around. Though, I will show the records.
So, by your little theory, the person who went out at 1757 is Setsuko Chiebukuro, right?
'Cause only that idea is no out record.
And the WN, whatever entered at 1755 and left at 1942, is the culprit.
So that would mean at least up until 1757, Setsuko Chiebukuro was alive.
The culprit left at 1942, so she had 1 hour at most and 45 minutes to do everything she needed to do. What about it? Idiots. You think that time is enough to chop up someone like that?
Well, we never tried it ourselves, so...
Well, let me tell you some ignorant brats something. It's impossible. You need at least 1 more hour. Especially with a case like this.
What do you mean?
I looked into the corpse. The edges were trimmed off extremely clean. They didn't just cut it, they stitched it up so the insides wouldn't flow out.
Ew, they did?
Whatever it wasn't their first try. It was the work of a pro amongst pros, I'd say.
As if there's such a disgusting professional amongst us. If there was, that'd be you. You're a criminal, right? You even stabbed Sora without hesitation on the first day here.
Well, I guess I could do it. But that's all the more reason I can guarantee this. There's no way someone can manage such a task in less than 2 hours, even for a professional. If anyone else said that, it would have sounded like nonsense. But coming from Syobai, a criminal on active duty, you do know how to persuade someone. Well, I entirely agree with you. It should be tough with just the dismemberment, but the crime doesn't end there. The culprit needed to carefully put each body part on the pillar, create some room behind the folding screens, and in case someone enters, turn off all sources of light.
And in fact, Sora did enter there.
And turning off the lights is the final step. You can't dismember a body under no light. Since it's impossible to predict whenever who will enter, they would need to be given a lot of time before they finally turn off the lights. But doing all that in 1 hour and 45 minutes, well, doesn't that look possible now?
It certainly does feel impossible, even excluding the dismemberment.
And most importantly, blood traces were found, but no pieces of flesh were found in the ghost house.
They could have somehow taken care of the flesh parts.
Hello? Have you been listening with only half an ear? I said that she had a chance to take care of the insides. There needs to be cut off flesh ends lying somewhere around, which the ghost house didn't have. Now, if it was the pool, you could get rid of the flesh and blood just by drowning them in the drain.
If the killer didn't cut the body in the ghost house, then what was up with all that blood?
The blood bags. It was the blood bags.
Right! I thought it would be unnatural. I thought it would be natural to have that much blood lying around if Setsuko's body was cut off in that place.
If the killing didn't happen in the ghost house, then as Yoriku said, it wouldn't make sense for there to be trails of blood there. And considering its large quantity, it would be wrong to assume that it would be spilled blood from moving the body around. So that blood is full of blood bags. That's gotta be Teruya's account. Yeah.
Teruya saw it. I saw the blood bags missing. I remember when that happened in my own third case of my game. Thank you very much. They used it to make it look like they'd been injured when they hadn't, and Lizzie predicted that like before the deaths had even happened. She called that. It was her greatest moment in this series.